That was scary.
That
was scary. Ooh.
I was quaking in my boots.
Count Charles, but I hear people, when they buy your power, they call you Count Charge a lot. Is that it?
Oh.
Is that how it goes?
Whiplash.
Well, we just thought it'd be fun. Welcome to the October
ArtStreamLIVE.
ArtStreamLIve, October the 12th. Can you believe it? But we thought it'd be fun to have a little bit of a spooky kind of thing. And later tonight, Charles, we're going to talk about something really scary.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
And it's not when the check doesn't clear. It's nothing like that. But we'll be sharing some things later on about something really scary we thought would be fun to talk about tonight, okay?
All right.
Okay.
You're in charge.
Well, I've got some good news if you want to bring up our special logo. Do I get to say it?
Okay. Yeah, you get to say it because we don't have the sound effects.
All right. The Extraordinary Traveling Art Show. I just wanted to give folks an update. The original individual, Valerie Ogle, who had been the first person to get to receive my watercolor as part of our traveling art show. She's been kind of it wasn't planned this way, but she's kind of been a coordinator for me, keeping up with the work. She wrote to me and let me know that after she'd had it, her brother had it, I think her sister-in-law's had it, then a lady named Betty's had it, and now Betty has given it to an elderly couple, and they're enjoying it. So I thought that was neat. So it's not traveling the world, it's staying in the area. I think I am going across zip code area. But it's getting around. So I thought that would be a fun thing to share and let everybody know.
Well, mine is traveling too, slowly, but it made a trip all the way out to Utah and back for no apparently good reason. But hey, that's the randomness.
Well, no, that's part of it. Yeah.
Where Utah?
I don't know. It's somewhere way out there.
Well, travel north.
But it's back in Mobile, and it's stayed in one home now, and then it's just recently gone on to the home of Barbara Tonsmeyer, which happens to be one of my big collectors.
Yeah, one of our old favorites.
Yeah,
Charles,
I think she's collected all of our stuff.
Yeah,
ended up
like in the good old days.
One of your big collectors ended up with your piece.
Yeah, Johnny Manila got it, and he's supposed to be passing it on to somebody that I know, but I can't think of her name right now.
Oh, well, senior moment.
So, Johnny, if you're watching, pack it up. Pack it up. I know you like it, but pack it up, send it on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just wanted to show, let people know, because we told them we'd keep them updated as we get more information. So it's been fun, and it's part of what we planned. We didn't plan at all. It's random. What happens, happens. That's part of the process.
It will all culminate in March of 2014.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I had my life planned, but hey, look, I'm stuck here.
Yeah,
That's right, man. But, that's part of the fun of what we planned with it, and it's once it got out there, it goes where it goes. But I thought that was kind of fun, and like I said before, the art, people are getting pleasure from it. Like I said, one person recuperating from surgery got to enjoy mine. I thought that was great.
So you got people, maybe they don't want to get rid of it. They figure like, hey.
Well, I think, like we talked about, as we come up to spring next year, like David said, in March, we've got some plans coming up where maybe they don't have to give it up. We'll see. We don't know.
We're still working on
Yeah.
how this will be,
Absolutely
end
right.
and what we're going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that part's random too.
Well, it is. But that to me has been the fun of it. The whole art process in a lot of ways is random, so why not let the way we share it, it's random too. So
Right.
It's part of the extraordinary traveling art show.
Yeah.
I just like to get to say that.
So like a car sale.
And this being the fall time, we're now in the fall in October.
Is it?
Yeah, already.
It's 9 degrees outside. It's fall.
No, not really. But,
Shit.
For us, a touch of
It was
80,
this morning.
a touch of 80 degrees is fall in the air.
That's right.
So,
In the South.
But
In the deep South, 80
Oh,
degrees.
For how long?
that's pretty good.
Which part of the morning?
70
Yeah,
degrees.
first part of the morning.
Yeah.
You have fall in the morning and summer in the afternoon.
That's it.
But I thought it'd be fun. We thought it'd be fun to have a little bit of a spooky theme tonight. We hope you enjoyed that little pre-show beginning, and got to meet Count Charles and Wolfman Dave and Frankenkurt. So we thought that would be fun. But Charles, I started thinking about and by the way, Zombie Big Bug. Now that was scary. Zombie Big Bug. Maybe I don't know. You want to show people. It might be fun to show people Big Bug's one of his greatest fears when we're talking about scary things.
Yeah.
Let him see that. That right there.
Yeah.
That's one of Big Bug's biggest scary moments. It's like
just live your life to be a two-piece.
That's a horror movie. Yeah.
right there. So I thought that would be fun. But talking about this time of year and the fun time and spooky things, I thought, what would be scary? Something really scary, and I thought for ArtStreamLIVE this might be a fun subject. Kind of we'll get into it. We used to do that wrap your mind around this kind of concept, and I thought it'd be fun to bring that back. But here's the idea. What would the world be like? And think about it. If there was no art, would it make a bit of difference?
It has never happened at all.
Yeah, if there was no art.
Yeah.
What if there was no art in the world? What would the world be like? To me, that's kind of a scary thought.
Well, we wouldn't be here.
Well, that's true. We wouldn't be here.
It'd be a blank screen.
I guess
It'd be
it
a
would
gray
be.
screen.
I don't know. It wouldn't be ArtStreamLIVE. Who knows what it would be?
Our screen dead.
Well,
Our screen go bye-bye. Our screen
but,
never happened.
well, we got a little segment.
What would your
coming up.
glasses even look like? I mean,
Well, yeah,
would it just be
everything.
a piece of glass on a stick?
Yeah.
And there's no big buck with that.
No big buck.
No
Some
big buck.
artist
Well,
had-
that's kind of
a
what,
real artist made this.
Yeah. But you talk about
Did he
these
go to
things,
school for it?
and I thought if we watch the segment and kind of show some ideas about what the world could be like, I thought this would be a scary thing to bring up and talk about.
This was
Yeah.
a thesis project.
Right. Could very well be. So why don't we cut to that, wrap your mind around this segment, and then we'll come back and we'll share
Okay.
some thoughts on the idea.
Don't get too scared, folks.
Oh.
Good evening everyone. Let us start tonight off with the following scenario. Imagine, if you will, the average family, and one day your child asks the following question.
Mommy, what is art? May we look at some art?
So, You gather your family around the computer and type the word art into the search field. With one click of the mouse button, you expect to see your search results. But then something unexpected and strange occurs. As you scroll down the web page with your search results, all you see are empty and dull gray rectangles. No matter how much you scroll down, all you have are boring gray rectangles. One after another, on and on it goes. Your child turns to you and then asks,
Mommy, where has all the art gone?
This is an excellent question. Where has the art gone? But you don't have an answer. But deep down inside, somehow you feel the world has just turned grayer. Life has become more dull. Things just don't seem as bright and colorful anymore. You can feel the grayness closing in on you. Because little do you realize that somehow you have stumbled into the no art zone. A place where you will find the answer to the question, what if there was no art? No art, 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 no art.
All right, now see, the world would be a different place if there was no art.
Yep.
And while we were watching that, Charles had a really scary thought that did scare me. What was that thought?
I don't know, but what
What was it?
Which
There'd be no clothes, we'd be walking around naked.
Butt naked.
Yeah, that kind of a spooky thought. But
Yeah.
you can see, art has a lot more effect in everything I think people think about sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And like it said at the end, art advocacy, I can't even say it, art advocacy.
Yeah.
They did that for keeping art in schools, and I do think it helps people think and see things different, problem solving, approaching, things in a different way, thinking outside the box, having a little bit of independent spirit, but stop and think, like you talked about, well, like I said, no architecture, so would there be
Right.
malls?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't be well designed, would they?
Well, it's the thing that when you look at people that say, well, I don't need art, but if they go buy a car.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing they go in, they look at the interior, and then they want to cut the radio on. They don't look at the engine.
And the design.
Yeah. This is all that plays into it. Somebody got to think it out.
That's
What about a pen, a ballpoint pen? Something that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Artists design the pen.
Absolutely right.
I mean, otherwise it's just a cylinder with ink coming out the end.
Mm-hmm. So, and just one example after the other, like they showed the different mediums that wouldn't be here. But just think about the idea, we had a little bit of fun showing the internet if there was no art with the web browser coming up and nothing being there, just a bunch of gray and the world turning gray. But just stop thinking about things like we take, young people growing up today, the internet and all the art sites. The internet is an art form, and all the design and things that go into just the way things look on it, I know young people right now that are taking computer programming to learn how to make, the different type of applications and how they work. There's design there. What are they going to look like? What colors do you put in there? What kind of contrast? All these things are art related. And I know a lot of it's applied art, but, people tend to think about art as highbrow, the paintings in the museums. But like Charles brought up.
No, but the museum is just a storehouse of knowledge. But
It is.
when you get to the point of looking at those medium as a free thinker,
Right.
that's other things fall off of that. When you can sit around and you can introduce an idea, and then another artist take it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have in this general camaraderie, and that's the way we've been doing it for years. Somebody throw an idea, and so another artist catch it and just grow on it.
Right.
And that's the free spirit. But you gotta understand that a lot of people don't understand it. They think it is just artists have got to the point of being so simple. They just think it is just, well, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole reason for art is to make it easy.
Yeah.
You make it simple. We take the complexity out of it. That's what we
Make
do.
it look simple.
We make it look simple. So when they go to, I could do that. Yeah.
And,
Because I made it, I took all the complexity out, so now you only got 1 or 2 or 3 steps. But in the beginning, we had so much failure just to get to this point. So now you're looking at the end product, but you didn't see the beginning of the failure, the experiment, to get to this simplicity.
Right. You talk about art and the history of art and things developing. Maybe 300-400 years ago, the everyday person didn't have as much access to art as we do today. But, we look at art history and we know that even back then, churches, you guess you want to call them aristocrats, the royalty, the wealthy, the art was something of value and treasure that was used that the everyday people through the church could come in and experience. Imagine what that would have been like with no art for them. It wouldn't have been the same at all.
But
Architecture.
you take the architecture of 400 or 500 years ago.
Absolutely.
It was much more artistic than a lot of architecture is now.
Yeah.
So, they had their own art in a different way. We have nice architecture, but a lot of our architecture is based on what was done then.
Yeah.
The different schools of architecture, design.
And all that was just a reinterpretation of nature.
Mm-hmm.
When you start looking at the guys that didn't have the internet and TV and all this stuff, what did they do in the 1700s?
Well, all right, good question. Poetry, literature, reading. The Bible was one of the major, even art forms are in the Bible. Imagine no art at all.
Mm-hmm.
You stop thinking about the implications of where this would go. And I was thinking, too, just think about, like artists, like you mentioned, artists, no artists, all right, no framing, no art supplies. Why do we need it? There's no art. You know, with a pencil being invented, what do you need to write something down for?
Well, it's spin off secondary businesses. You know, there's always that cycle of life. The guy go out there and he go get some cobalt, natural cobalt, and he scrape it and make paint. Somebody else come along and say, I can mass produce that. You know, I just go get 2 or 3 guys and let them scrape and let the other spend his time dealing with the art of drawing versus going through the labor part.
No art galleries, no art museums. Wouldn't need it.
No.
None would be here.
So
Your point with the automobile is great because people don't, like when you get into something, you want it to function, you want it to work well, be well thought out, well designed. Well, that's all part of the art process, the thinking.
Here's an idea of what a car might be.
Absolutely right. That's a great. Maybe the cars would look that way. How about show
They might just be square boxes.
They might, yeah.
Well, at one time there were square boxes, but
no, they were. Might be no more than that. You know, just like a Fred Flintstone car. This is probably more. But
I've had a couple.
Charles brought up the idea about no clothes. Well, what about? All right, bring that one up. We'd all look the same. What would be different?
It would just be whatever was functional.
All right, show the other one. You know, there are cultures where this has actually been part of what they want.
Well,
everybody looks the same. Everybody
thing.
dresses the same. No color, nothing to make anything stand out. You know, I've often thought about, Charles brought up the point about artists being free thinkers. When study history, whenever there's been a major revolution, who do they line up to shoot first? They shoot the artists.
Yeah.
They shoot the poets. They shoot the priests. People that ask questions. Artists are bad about going, wait a minute. Why does it have to be that way?
In this political climate, are we threatened?
Yeah, well, but that's the point. You know,
the last generation.
It does art
because it's a detriment. It's real critical because you said these guys are independent, and what they're doing is influencing other people because they can think outside of that box.
All right. Well,
in our own
architecture.
We have our own version of making sameness.
Yeah. I don't know if the art. Yeah, where's the art in that? But you know, all these points are brought up, and I thought that would be something fun to talk about tonight and think about because you know you just take it like you said, you take it for granted, and you don't always think about the implications of how far it could fold through cultural history. Without art, there'd be no culture.
Well, they're taking it out of school, so you got to remember that when kids start off, all of them start off as equals because there's this empty brain that's being developed. So
and every kid draws and makes art.
Yeah. So over a period of time, they get caught up into this social thing about you can't do this. You got to conform to this, and then they lose that independence, and then they end up going to that cattle mentality.
Right.
So, and you want to break away from that. So we want to try to be more educated, but being independent.
And it doesn't mean artists are troublemakers, but we're inquiring. Why does it have to be this way? Why can't we do it this way? There's nothing wrong with that. That's how great ideas get started.
Well, great ideas get started is when people tell you what you can't do.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, they tell you what you can't do, so you feel, well, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, but I'm going to just make it bigger. Right. Or I'm going to make it smaller. So you still stay within that framework and say, look at this.
Yep. And, you know, you stop and think. And one of the comments I did doing a little research for this, I thought something fun that I thought I'd kind of close it up with was the idea, like you mentioned, art and nature. And somebody said, well, you know, there'll always be art because you have nature and the beauty of nature and being created. Mm-hmm. So in a way, that's true. That's always been there. And we do reflect upon it. So in a way, I don't know if you could actually ever have it without art, but I thought it'd be a fun subject to think about tonight.
Well, those are two things that you can't separate. You can't separate nature and art. You can't separate nature and man. In a way, you can't
separate it from man. I think you're right.
If you decide that, well, man said, well, I don't need the natural environment because I'm smarter than nature. Mm-hmm. That's been proven wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, because the nature is much more powerful than humans. Mm-hmm. Because there's so much out there. There's stuff out there that this is the scary part. It's scary. It's scaring me. I still see bugs crawling around the yard like, oh!
I thought it would be kind of scary. So it could be fun if you're watching tonight, email us or let us know what you think about the idea of the world without art. I think it'd be pretty scary. We sure wouldn't be here doing ArtStreamLIVE, would we?
It'd be terrible.
Maybe some people wish there was no art, but hopefully not. So I thought that'd be fun. And, you know, we got November coming up, so we'll have something fun to do then.
Well, what's good?
Unless you guys, I think we're getting kind of toward the end of it all. You got anything you want to add or throw out?
I don't know. What's good to do in November? fish plates, and turkey, or chickens or something? What
Oh,
November known for?
And we'll have more updates on everything that's going on within ArtStreamLIVE and our world. And that's it for tonight. Big Buck, got anything to say before we close up?
I don't know.
Man, I sure missed the shrimp festival.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is going on this weekend.
We all used to
Yeah.
a little bit.
We don't know how Big Buck felt about Zombie Big Buck.
Yeah.
He looked a little rough there. But, yeah, how about one more time? Can we bring up our little buddies there one last time?
Yeah.
Kind of show Count Charles. I kind of like
Yeah,
that.
there he is.
Little Count Charles.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, Frank and Kurt with my studs in my neck. I like it.
Wolfman Dave.
There you go. I don't know if we got Zombie Big Buck or not on there. But,
I don't think he got on.
oh, well, that's okay. He got it.
But,
I had fun tonight with you guys. Enjoyed it. And I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching. And how can they get in touch with us? We're easy to find on ArtStreamLIve.com.
yeah.
Go to
I'll
Facebook.
I'll run the little contact
Yeah.
screen
We'll
here if
run that,
anybody
yeah.
wants to get in contact
Of course,
with us.
we're on
The information we got.
Facebook. You see us on Facebook.
ArtStreamLive.com.
Yep, ArtStreamLive at gmail.com. We're easy to find.
Yeah.
Comments.
And we're even on Twitter.
There you go. So,
Somebody look us up.
all right. So I appreciate everybody watching, and I guess it's time to wrap it up tonight. Say good night and goodbye, and
Good night.
thank you, and have a good fall.
Who failed? What? Oh, I know. What's my problem? You want the big one or the little
Big
one?
Buck. There you go.
This
One
is
Big Buck, man.
Oh.
Put the sheath out your nose.
See what I did?
You got enough footage yet?
I don't know if you got any footage yet.
Oh, you're not on?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh.
It's recording.
No,
That ain't gotta be long. They're only talking about like 5 or 6 seconds. I mean,
No, that's it.
I mean, we're not. It ain't gonna be like a minute or nothing.
What was the name of that artist who got killed last week?
Who's pregnant?
I don't know. Dead, not pregnant.
Oh,